friendly, the locals are very warm, and your clients will definitely have a great time when they spend their holiday in New Zealand. So what we're going to cover in a nutshell is a presentation on New Zealand, and I'll be sharing you some key trade insights to further enhance your knowledge. So we will be covering why traveling in spring and autumn is of utmost importance in our market, certain airline updates, and how we can help you sell New Zealand better. We have some trade tools that I'll be shortly sharing with you all for a better and clear understanding. So this is New Zealand, the map of New Zealand. Technically, if you go to see, there are these two major islands over here. So the topmost island is also known as the North Island. The other island just underneath it is called the South Island. And there's another tiny island, very, very small, which is called the Stewart Island. From our point of view in the Indian market, the two major islands sell the most out of the Indian market. So the North Island and the South Island is what you really need to focus on. The entire size of New Zealand is similar to Great Britain, Japan, or Colorado. But when you're actually comparing the landmass with the population of 4.5 million, you get a lot of wide open spaces, which means at no point of time your clients will have to stand in long queues and wait to get themselves into activity centers. We go by the tagline, every day a different journey, with diverse experiences, spectacular landscapes in close proximity to each other. What I mean by this is, it's a country which is very compact and you can travel without spending a lot of time in the car or on the flight. So there is a lot of diversity in the country, lots to see and lots to do. It's a very safe and a secured destination. The unemployment rate is less than 4%, and the criminal activities are well under check. At no point of time, the tourists have been ever harmed, so it's a very safe and a secure place for your excellent even for single women travelers to be and enjoy in. Manakitanga, which simply means a unique culture where visitors are warmly welcome, and that enjoying and talking about the country, that it is a very warm and a friendly nation. This screen talks about the kind of handful experiences we have to offer, right from wildlife to adrenaline to food and wine, hiking, a bit of culture, typically Maori cultural experiences, water activities, geothermal, soft adventure. So there is everything that one wants to do and enjoy, everything for typical age groups needs to experience, we have it all. So if clients say that I've heard of New Zealand as a very passive destination, I don't know whether there is a lot to see and do, then please explain it to them that there is everything one can experience, what they could have done in different parts of the world, right from high adrenaline activities like bungee jumping, skydiving, jet boating, to soft adventure like cruising in a boat, to water activities like kayaking, cruising. We have it all. So a commonly asked question would be, what is the best time that I can travel to New Zealand? As a tourism board, we say it's a year-round destination. Summer being our peak travel, summer would be from December, January and February, followed by autumn, which is March, April, May, then followed by winter, which is June, July and August, and finally September, October, November. Now if you get to see, summer, autumn, winter and spring are perfect timings. But what we recommend is your clients can actually defer their travel plans in July and August, not because it is very cold or it's unmanageable, only because New Zealand is a very outdoor kind of a destination, and because sometimes the activities are all weather permitting and some of them might get cancelled due to bad weather. That's why we try and tell them to complete all the travel by June. Spring is a beautiful time again to travel in New Zealand where the flowers blossom and it's all beautiful and colorful. So September, October, November is also when your clients can opt out, followed by summer, again which I referred to saying that it's our peak period, and then autumn, which actually fits in very nicely with our school holidays here. So April, May, June is when our school holidays begin. So a lot of people along with their kids or without their children prefer traveling during autumn because it's neither very cold nor very warm. Perfect timing, great availability in New Zealand. So why traveling in autumn and spring is recommended? Like we covered a few points earlier, better availability for airfares and ground product, more competitive airfares and its rates, increased flexibility for itinerary planning. Your clients can enjoy the place to themselves. It's kind of less busy because in New Zealand, it's the lean or the shoulder season. Most settled weather in autumn, which is great for outdoor activities. Please remember that New Zealand is a very outdoor destination. You cannot keep your clients in a coach tour all day long. You have to live and breathe the nature in order to experience what a beautiful destination it is. So where exactly is New Zealand? It's about 18 hours from India. We do not have any direct carrier going to New Zealand. The Far Eastern points are the most preferred flying options for an Indian traveler. So do your clients need a visa to enter New Zealand? Yes, they would need a visa prior to their arrival to get into the country. We have the Immigration New Zealand office based out of Mumbai and in Delhi, and they are an excellent and active all the visitor visa application loads. At any point of time, if you have a group movement happening, they have certain criteria set for MICE groups also. Extremely simple, easy. If you need to have meetings with them for groups over, do let us know. We can connect you to the right channel. They also have an online visa system in place. Comfort of your client's residence or your office for that matter, you can apply processing, charge for it, but if some clients are willing to pay that nominal charge, then do offer them that option. Just today, we have uploaded a document on our website, www.traveltrade.newzealand.com, that the Immigration New Zealand has created. The document really gives a great insight into the visa requirements for an Indian traveler, the do's and the don'ts, what kind of things and quarantine rules are permitted, and a whole lot of other information. In fact, we also have a driver safety column created in the document that talks about why self-drive is the best option to visit New Zealand, things in mind. So do have a good read. Post the webinar in the follow-up emails. I will definitely send you the link so it is much more helpful for you to share it with your clients. The airlines that operate to New Zealand from India: Singapore Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, Thai Airways, Air New Zealand, Qantas, Cathay Pacific. Do remember that Singapore Airlines and Air New Zealand has an inter-alliance agreement in place, which means that 30% of seat capacity has been opened for the India market. It's an excellent carrier, Air New Zealand. You start to dream and live the destination the moment you get on board. So it means that you can also combine your journeys one way on Singapore Airlines and return on Air New Zealand. It's got excellent connectivity, so there's no way your client really needs to spend time at the Singapore airport. We currently also have a campaign ongoing with Malaysia Airlines. The travel validity is right up till next 2017. Do check the Malaysia Airlines website, or do let me know if you need more information on those economy class deals. A bit of Qantas, obviously it makes sense for people who are combining Australia with New Zealand. Clients rather are just doing New Zealand all by themselves, then they need to take an Australian transit visa if they're flying Qantas. Even if they have a New Zealand visa, but they do not have an Aussie transit visa, the Mumbai airline or the airport authorities would not let your client leave the country. The current is the New Zealand dollar, which sits at about 48 to 50 INR. Do note that all major credit cards are widely accepted throughout the country. Plenty of ATM machines. There is a GST surcharge. Most important factor about New Zealand is tipping city. Only if you find the service extraordinary, then you can tip. The logic behind is that we're doing our job and we need not be tipped. It's part of our core duties. So unlike destinations like Europe or US, where you have to set forth a separate amount for tipping only, this is not valid for New Zealand. So what can New Zealand offer? I'm going to throw some images over here to just tell you how beautiful the country looks. Everything is close. You don't have to spend a lot of time driving or getting onto an airplane and sitting in the airplane to actually reach the next destination. It's a very nice, cozy and a compact country to visit. Wildlife unique to New Zealand. Expansive plains, great scenery. Warm and friendly people. This is one of our strongest points. So when people visit New Zealand and they come back, it's the best. They come back strongly with a lot of emotion, talking about the people, how people made their holiday very, very special. We did cover this initially. It's a very safe, secured and a stable destination. Maori culture. Maoris were the original inhabitants who actually landed into New Zealand much before the Britishers and the Westerners came into the country. What this image signifies, or these two gentlemen are doing, is called the hongi. Hongi simply life. You rest onto each other and you take a deep breath. With this, you're exchanging love, friendship, and hospitality. This is the essence of the Maori culture. This is the essence of New Zealand. It eventually boils down to the thing, the people, and the people. Geography and climate. It's a small but not that small country. We covered the two main islands, north and the south. Stewart Island, which is right at the bottom. So somebody who wants to know what Stewart Island is, or a very simple definition would be, picture something like an Andaman Nicobar Islands, where eco-conservation is of utmost importance. People do not like a lot of tourist influx over there. They want to conserve and protect nature the way it was. So from a tourist point of view or a traveler point of view, it's more to do with the North and the South Island. Both the islands are very, very different from one another in terms of geography, look and feel. We spend a lot of time in the South Island because it's very, very scenic and beautiful. The highest mountain being Auraki Mount Cook, which is sitting at about 3,754 meters. That both the islands are different from one another. So if you have a client asking, do I really need to visit, or can I just touch upon one island? If there is a bit of time up his sleeves, then do recommend both the islands. We definitely would recommend both the islands. The average length of stay that an Indian client spends in New Zealand is about 14.5 days. Just bear in mind, when your client is traveling for about 18 hours to get to New Zealand one way, you have to give him at least about 13 to 14 nights on ground. Island is a bit warmer as compared to the South Island. It's got more population. It's got Auckland and Wellington as its major cities, so a lot more population sits over there. It's like a melting pot of sort. Shorter drive times, much more cosmopolitan. That's where the melting pot thing came from. And in terms of scenery, it's got more geothermal, volcanic kind of scenery, which is very different and not found in the South Island. South Island, on the contrary, has got dramatic sceneries, great driving, alpine driving and glaciers. It's very, very picturesque. 90% of the people who come to New Zealand at some stage saw that New Zealand is known for its beauty, and the South Island completely does justice to it. Less populated as compared to cooler climate, and lots of wide open spaces. We touched upon the seasonality, but just to recap over here, summers would be from December to February, autumn March to May, winter June to August, and finally spring, which is from September to November. What are the things that you need to carry on your holiday to New Zealand? These are some of the things: proper walking shoes, light layers, sunscreens, sunglasses, gloves. We recommend people to carry light layers or jackets, and do not carry heavy jackets. It's not like you really need to carry heavy jacket. Comes out much more manageable to take those layers off. How the booking seasons are divided. November to March is the peak season. That's typically everywhere globally also. And low or shoulder season is April to October. Hence, we keep telling our clients to defer their travel and travel during April, May, June for better availability and good rates. Some of the accommodation options. A luxury lodge is something which is not in the heart of the city. but it's not away from the city as well. It's at a distance of about 15 minutes or 10 minutes from the city center. The selling point of a luxury lodge is it's in the lap of nature. So the moment you open your windows or you see your entrances, all that you find is nature around. Your activities in the luxury lodge are also centered around nature. So you would have horse riding, archery, claybird shooting, and things that don't let you move out of that space. Typically, honeymooners love staying in a luxury lodge. If you have a honeymooner or a honeymoon client going to New Zealand, please offer them at least a couple of nights, if it fits in their budget, in a luxury lodge. They will love the experience. The whole idea is to never leave quality time in the lodge itself. Most of these lodges have the package rates inclusive of breakfast. Vegetarian food is not an issue, but the chefs normally in the luxury lodge do not cater, or they are not experts in dishing out Indian food. Meals and halal meals, the concepts are very clear and understandable with the New Zealand industry. It's just a matter of telling your local agent about your client's meal preferences. Getting around New Zealand. Some of the major airlines that operate within New Zealand are Air New Zealand and by Qantas. And New Zealand is well connected, so all the major towns and smallest of the towns are well connected by the airports and the other secondary airline options available as well, like charters and small ski flights and planes that have the smaller capacity and that fly shorter routes. Coach touring is another great way also for people who don't prefer to drive themselves. For clients who are 3 nights in the North Island, we recommend them to do the North Island only, sitting in a coach tour. For people who are comfortable driving, they should really rent out a car and drive New Zealand. Inter-island ferry services. So the North and the South Island is separated by a 25-kilometer stretch of water, which is called Cook Strait. This is where the ferries operate. When I'm talking about ferries, they are not small boats. They've got entertainment, childcare, food and wine, dining facilities, information centers, all aboard on the ferry. For clients who are on a self-drive holiday, we travel the North Island, leave the car in Wellington. Wellington is the starting point of the ferry in the North Island, and it goes in the south and disembarks at a point called Picton in the south. The duration of the ferry is about 3 hours, 20 minutes. So for clients who are self-driving, they can leave their car in Wellington, get on board the ferry, get into the South Island, which is Picton, where the ferry journey ends, and pick up a similar car. There are clients who sometimes don't prefer to leave their cars in Wellington or Picton. For such clients, you can also take the cars on board the ferry by paying a nominal surcharge. Self-drive holidays to New Zealand. So the image over here is of our brand ambassador, Siddharth Malhotra. He visited New Zealand last year in October. We had a campaign running with him, highly successful for the Indian market. So we keep on talking about self-drive holidays being the best way to explore New Zealand. It's a great way to see New Zealand. New Zealand is a very picturesque and scenically beautiful country. You have to live and breathe out and really experience nature. What we say is, once you've gone to New Zealand, you get a life-changing experience when you come back. Having a car gives you the freedom to stop, move around at your own pace. You're not really dictated by a coach tour or a tour manager's schedule to move at scheduled timings. You've got the freedom to explore off the beaten track. And one of the most important things why an Indian client prefers to self-drive is because your Indian license is valid and recognized. It's the same style of driving as in India, right-hand drive, left side of the road. So keep left, drive refreshed. Usually in a country like New Zealand, all your activities close down by 5 p.m. or 5:30. So it's advisable for your clients to really set off at 7:30, 8 a.m. or 8:30 destination by afternoon. You then check in, have a time to do a few activities before you retire for the day. Be aware of different roads and driving conditions. Speed is something that you have to keep it at its utmost importance. Pull over at safe locations for photos. Do not stop the car in the middle of the road. Rules and regulations are much strict when it comes to driving in New Zealand. Stay informed of the weather conditions. Do check your weather websites like the metservice.co.nz for weather conditions accordingly. For more information, there is also this website by the government which is called .nz. It's from June, July, August. Till about end of June, it's excellent to drive and experience New Zealand. So check the weather and road conditions. Like I mentioned, the Met Service, the Road Watch, the NZ Transport agencies are some of the websites that your clients can actually go while they are on a holiday to New Zealand to better prepare themselves of the additional challenges due to weather. Carry snow chains. During winter, if your clients are traveling, usually your car rental company will offer them snow chains as part of the package. And keep the headlights on even in the day. We're stressing a lot as an organization on driver safety. We want our clients to have a great time while they are in New Zealand, and especially those who are driving. So AA is a body of New Zealand who've created certain driving tests for your clients to experience before they even leave India. So these are all virtual tests and questions with alternate answers that your clients can actually sit in their space and complete it. The best part about these driving tests is that they actually give a good overview of the conditions of driving in New Zealand. Although it's a right-hand drive, left side of the road, same as in India, the conditions can be very different. Roads are narrower. There might be weather challenges. So you have to be really very careful while driving. Honking is severe disgust. It's much more disciplined. There is a right-hand rule that people need to follow. You have to adhere to the speed limit and the signages. So in order to prepare your clients, you're not terrifying them at all, but to better help them prepare for their holiday, please ask them to complete this series of tests. Very simple. All that they have to see the visuals and answer the questions so that they know what the signs mean and what the marks mean. So you can lead your clients onto this website, which is www.aa.co.nz. If you've not noted this down, do not worry. I can send you all an email later with this link. But it's a great tool for your clients to actually see the driving conditions on New Zealand roads even before they arrive. On the topic of driver safety, we very recently created a driver safety video of an Indian cop talking about how you need to adhere to the safety rules and regulations on your holiday in New Zealand. Several topics like why, if you've considered driving as an option, then what are the do's and the don'ts. So we've created like a 60-second video for you all. I will send you all the link very shortly to see the video that you can share it with your clients further. Also, as a tourism body, we've created certain online modules on our website, the traveltrade.newzealand.com website. So this is typically for travel agents only and not for consumers. So when you go on to free of cost, okay, so anybody can log in, only for travel partners like y'all. Log in even from your perspective when you want to talk to your clients confidently. It will give you a lot of impetus and boost of what the driving scenario is in New Zealand. Just to give an instance of how the modules look, this is how it would be. It's a very interactive kind of a module. You do not have to create lengthy itineraries or answer heap lots of questions to pass those modules. Fun and interactive is the core essence of those modules. Just look at it, the images that are there on your screen and the question that it is. All that you need to do is, after learning or reading the text material, you just have to click on the right option in order to pass the module. We also have a lot of information centers throughout New Zealand. So at any given point of time, if a client needs some information on a destination, need to book some things, activities, or if they want to simply step into a center and ask for road directions, they can do that. This particular information center is at Mata Mata, and it is designed on the concept of the movie The Hobbit. It's a very unique information center. So we've got about 85 information centers across New Zealand, and the staff are very warm and friendly to help your clients with any information that they need. Qualmark is New Zealand tourism's official mark of quality. If you're not sure of a particular hotel or an activity or a transfer company and you need to know more details, as long as you find the fern leaf, the Qualmark sign accredited to that organization, you can go ahead and book your holiday with them confidently. It's basically an assurance of quality, safe and sustainable experience. It's an internationally recognized star grading, and it takes careful examinations for the organizations to attain this quality assessment. For more information, do visit the website qualmark.co.nz. How we can help you sell New Zealand? This is the most important tool for you all. traveltrade.newzealand.com. We have a series of things on it, right from planning trips to training to sales tools to the benefits that we offer to the travel industry, news, events. So there are a lot of information. If you need some help in itinerary planning, sample itineraries, right from 3 nights till about 18 or 25 nights, we've got it all. The kind of trainings that we have to offer, the web in the market, conducting in the market, all that information is given here. If you're participating in any event or if you're hosting a roadshow, that information is also updated here. The kind of sales tools we have to offer, everything. So this should be your go-to website. I'll repeat again, it's traveltrade.newzealand.com. So if you just see the screen, the kind right in the North Island, the destinations that are listed, the South Island, the destinations listed, and what all the sections have to offer. If you have to download maps, you have to design itineraries, find about any particular accommodation, hotel, activities, everything is given over here. We also have a lot of sales tools that we offer to our travel trade. So if you need some information on a destination, itineraries, maps, visuals library. Visuals library is to download high-res images. Everything over here, industry contacts, everything that a travel partner needs to know to get more information about the destination. So this should be your go-to site again. We also have our specialist program, which is called the 100% Pure New Zealand Specialist. There are 3 criteria that you have to achieve in order to be a specialist agent. There are 15 modules that we've designed, out of which you have to complete 10 online modules. Like I mentioned earlier, these modules are free of cost, extremely fun and interactive. You don't have to sit for hours to complete the module. It should take roughly about 60 minutes to complete the modules. If you've completed a couple of modules, you want to take a break and restart the modules after a few days or weeks, you can do that absolutely. But you have to complete at one sitting a particular module. You have to visit New Zealand at least once in your lifetime and a training. So for all you people who are logged on to this webinar, you've actually completed the second criteria, which is a training request. So do get onto our website, traveltrade.newzealand.com, create your account, try completing the online modules. You will be amazed with the information that you gather at the end of the course. You can update your training details. All that you need to do is just write Tourism New Zealand webinar held on the 31st of August, and I will approve your training details. So this really talks about the previous slide on how to become a New Zealand specialist on traveltrade.newzealand.com. Complete 10 of our modules, participate in a training session which you guys have just completed, upload proof of your New Zealand visit, will then be sent over. For people who cannot visit New Zealand, please don't be disappointed. Even if you complete the online modules, so out of 15 modules, you have to complete minimum 10, and then you would get like an auto certificate popped up. You can take a colored printout of the certificate, laminate it at your end, and keep it for your records. Put it on your resume to the modules, which means you have a lot of information on selling the destination. Explore New Zealand is a card that we offer to our travel partners only. It's not for your clients, but only for your use. In case you are having the desire to visit New Zealand, all that you need to do is log on to traveltrade.newzealand.com, complete 10 modules, and then you're eligible for this card. This card really offers you a lot of discounts and benefits when you're designing your own holiday. So if you're going all the way to Australia, for example, for some work and you want to visit New Zealand, please complete the modules, let me know, then you can apply for the Explore New Zealand card, and then you can set off for your holiday. You can in fact book all the services that the Explore New Zealand card has to offer in terms of your stay, travel, or your surface transfers, hotels, everything, activities, sightseeing, before you leave India. So it's an electronic form on the website. You have to upload your business card or your passport. An ID number will be sent via email. Amount of discounts and free services that are offered under this card. It's an excellent opportunity to experience the product firsthand, which will then help you to improve and increase your sales. Also, be a New Zealand specialist after your return. So that was my presentation. For any information that you need about New Zealand, anything that I can help you out in the future, I'm just an email away. My email ID is given on the screen, which is darshana.tripathi@tnz.govt.nz. I'm based in Mumbai, and any email that you can drop me for any help that you need in the future, I'll try my best to help you out with it. Please do remember that it's an excellent and a very, very simple destination for you to understand and learn. If there's any way, any further trainings or any other trade collaterals and tools that you need me to provide with, we've got some DVDs and presentations also. If you need more of those, do drop me an email and I can definitely respond back with your query.
That ends an insightful presentation from Darshana on New Zealand. I'm sure you have all gained valuable insights from the webinar. We are now open to taking questions. Darshana will be answering the top important questions on the chat window.
Hi, it's me, Darshana, again. So I'll be reading out loud some of the top questions that we've received this afternoon and the best possible answer to it. So one of the questions that we've received is, can tourism issue any support letter to consulate to get the group visa for any reputed corporates? How much is the visa charge? Given that it's a visa inquiry, please do note we are not the visa experts here. We can only help and facilitate your queries to New Zealand, to Immigration New Zealand rather. So if you've got a group movement of over 50 or 60 passengers, you've got my email ID. Do drop me an email giving a sense of what the corporate is, what are the travel dates, the name of the corporate, the profile of the corporate rather, and we can then send across your email to the officers at Immigration New Zealand, and one of them would come back with an appointment or with relevant answers to your questions. Again, we are not the experts for visas, so we wouldn't want to give you any information which is not really correct and updated. But anything small related to visas, let us know. We can help you out with it. We can forward that email to the concerned visa officer. There's another visa query which I'll take up here. What is the processing time for visa for New Zealand? And what are the charges? So if you happen to see the immigration website, Immigration New Zealand website, it says 15 working days. But the immigration officers are very prompt and they normally churn out visa cases much more faster. You would have your passports even sometimes within 5 days for well-traveled clients. Please note, until and unless you submit all the documents, the case would not be actually put into action. A bit of the charges, I'm not really sure, but it's something around 10,000 Indian rupees. So if it's a family of 4 traveling, so husband, wife and 2 kids, then it would be separate visas obviously stamped on their passport, but under one visa fee. So it's INR about 10,000, 10,500 for a family of 4 and not 10,000 into 4. There's one question on sharing pictures to promote New Zealand. Like I covered in my presentation, if you want to download high-res images from our website, then do log on to www.visuals, which is visuals.newzealand.com. Visuals.newzealand.com. You simply need to create a login email address and a password and select the images. And instantly after the process, you just need to really write the reason why you will be using the images, post which you will get a link on that email address that you can download the images from. There's another question on the ferry tickets. Can it be booked online? And pick up and drop for inter-island ferry services. I did mention Wellington and Picton. So Wellington would be your point in the North Island and Picton would be in the South Island. It takes about 3.5 hours for the ferry. Either ways, the ferry tickets can be booked online or you can book it even through your local DMC. Name some of the inbound operators offering quality services. We do have some of the most popular inbound operators that are very active in the Indian market, and post the webinar in the follow-up email, I can send you that list. New Zealand is a right-hand drive, left side of the road. If you're ever confused, just remember it's the same style of driving as in India. This presentation sent to us via email. Yes, the TravelBiz Monitor team will do the needful. The time when they're sending you your certificates, you will also get a presentation link of the same presentation along with some videos and all that we would like you to view it. There's a question on the URL link to this driving information or the test. We'll have that sent again to you via emails. This is a question on North Island in specific. So when I said earlier on that about 13 to 14 nights you really need to spend on ground, of which many Indian travelers spend at least about 8 nights in the South Island and the balance in the North Island. So a lot of popular places in the North Island would be your Auckland, Bay of Islands, Rotorua, Bay of Plenty, Wellington is what the Indian discerning traveler seeks. And in the South Island, you'd have your Nelson, Kaikoura, Christchurch, Mount Cook, Wanaka, very popular places. So all these places and itineraries are listed on our website. If you have further questions with regards to this, do drop me a note and I'll try my best to answer those. There are a lot of questions on the DMC list again. We will be pulling out a list for you very shortly within this week and we'll send out an email to you all. Do you require international driving license in New Zealand for driving in New Zealand? No, you do not need to apply for an international permit. If your Indian license is valid, so when I'm talking of an Indian license, I need the card license with the chip. If that is there, then you can definitely rent a car and drive in New Zealand. If it's a paper or a booklet license, it's not valid. All our licenses are in English, so which is perfect. So that's typically a whole lot of questions that we've got. There are lots more. But if there are any questions that we've not really taken up right now, do understand there are heap lots that we've just covered. Do drop me a note separately and I can take that offline with you all individually. Thank you.
A A big thank you to all of you, and we truly appreciate the fact that you've taken time off from your busy schedules to attend this webinar. I'm sure the webinar on New Zealand has been informative and it will help you in enhancing your business interests. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening. Darshana's email ID is provided on the screen. You can contact her directly. Thank you.